Plus Sunday and what's going on in Canada.
Oh, it's pretty cold.
I know, I know, I know. Cool
Pretty
is
cold.
enjoyable also,
Yes. Well,
Weather-wise also. It's challenging sometimes, but I think it's good. It's better
yeah.
than very, very hot weathers.
Yeah, both have its advantages and disadvantages.
Mhm.
So
So we are
so
ready to
I
move forward now. What were your clarifications and questions? Let's address
yeah,
them and move forward.
yeah, sure. I spoke with Miriam,
Mhm,
and we have a lot that we can do together.
mhm,
And so she was asking me around, who pays for what and all that kind of stuff.
mhm,
And I didn't really want to say anything because I didn't want to be out of place.
mhm,
So I said, well, there's a cost for our services, but depending on what's available, but um, we need to have an agreement and on the cost, and we need to have clarifications where the monies are coming from and how much.
mhm.
So I didn't know if I should discuss that with her or with you. So I didn't either. So I thought I would ask you first. So what her and
Sure.
I have done
Mhm,
is we've talked about the design of the project design and the project what we would be doing. So uh, we would provide the training and train some of her trainers so that they can be doing local training because that's the idea
mhm,
is for uh, um, local trainers speaking in their own languages, training other people. But in order for us to give a certificate, we would have to know how many. They can't just go off and train anybody.
mhm.
I mean, they'll probably do that, but it's not supposed to be how it happens. But regardless, and they can do some of that. But in order for us to give them when they're finished, once we've identified, each student would have to get a certificate from us because that's how
Mhm,
we certify them.
mhm.
So I guess what I need to ask, I think I understand the process that you and her have um, discussed. I mean, to the extent of as much as I should know. I mean, she's obviously working with you, so um, I think it's a good way, the way she describes it, of how it can work. And so I just need to know that how does the money work? Because we have to we have very strict rules around
Mhm.
money, right? So
Correct.
yeah,
Now, let me
so
summarize, what we are doing actually with respect to now, Jenny Carrington is also part of the program now. She's also designing some of the schools, the Together
mhm.
Land project she has.
Yeah.
Victory Garden, you have got already, I think, tons of experience, and I feel very comfortable that it is already an established,
Mm-hmm.
project, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I feel very comfortable because POC needs to be developed with respect to Wheel of Life Farms, with
Mm-hmm.
respect to Richard Nelson, and all the other technologies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in your case, your program is pretty much on the ground and running for so many years.
Right.
So I believe that the first step is that we need to, it makes perfect sense also to start working with project which is already on the ground and which is already has been working for so long,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So the whole process now is this: we are enrolling everybody into our
Mm-hmm.
SAMS TQLMA club with one PGC. Okay, and what I request from your end is this: that since we are talking about now an inflation-free economy, all the things which say happens with respect to all the Victory Garden projects globally, we talk about now doing it in people's gold coin. Okay, so that's the way the system gets integrated. All right, and we need to use the banks and we need to use the euros and dollars until we have this new system up and running. Okay, and now we have got another platform available which is known as Atrium, Okay, and I think you are probably in the CC list of, some of the things which has been going on with Professor Tony Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
Every Saturday we have this session. I just concluded that session, a couple of
Mm-hmm.
hours ago. So there is a gentleman, Alan Farmer, who has developed this Atrium software, which is say better than, which is a combination of LinkedIn, and all the other social media software which is available to us. So I like that. And in that particular software is available free. I mean, there's no cost associated with it. And we can now design the enrollment or into Victory Garden program, into different programs which we are offering through that software. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something which we can look into. But now what we need to know is this, that we start like this. Okay. Everybody becomes a member of Sam's TQLMA club. Then my second, unit was the Gamba program. Everyone can be enrolled in Gamba program with 100,000, 5,300 PGC, which is about 10,600 Canadian dollars, whereby we give them, lifetime education. All right, of in
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff which we are talking about, teaching them biodiversity, everything you have developed in Victory Garden. So the person who enrolls in the Gamba program will have access to all these education, and knowledge and wisdom whenever they need to move forward with the project of transforming or running a business which is $1 million business in 53 months. That's the promise which we are making to them, that you will be operating and running a business, whether it could be a Victory Garden, a Wheel of Life Farm School, or any business you are interested in. We will help you operate that business, and we will be helping you transforming that business into a million PGC business, but through collective wisdom and experience. And I know I can do it through my Climate Smart Food and Goal project. So I don't have any issues in delivering, that promise. So that is
Okay.
available to us. The third one, which is available to us, which we can integrate, is there are 50,000 engineers we have available in Pakistan. Okay, and there are equivalent number of farmers, which are financially vibrant farmers, and who would like to live in Canada or USA. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for them, I have developed a package. 110,000 PGC will give immigration to students' family, the Gamba students' family, as well as the farmers' family, and they can come and build these sustainable communities in Canada, USA, and the sites available, and they can live over there and enjoy the sustainable income also. So that is a 110,000 PGC project. So that's how we, this is the kind of three levels which we have set it up. And now we
Mm-hmm.
simply say, okay, what is the best way of lean engineered way of doing the whole thing? For instance, Community Development Foundation needs to be registered as a 501c3 company in USA or as a non-profit company. In
Oh, so
order,
they actually, oh, okay. So I thought they were taking care of the ones in Pakistan.
no, we are already registered in Pakistan, right? So there is no issue. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason we want to set it up an account in Standard Chartered Bank, which is an international bank, also available in Pakistan, is to take care of this, the special price I got on the Excalibur thing. Okay, the Excalibur, rapid COVID test kit is available to an NGO for and into Community Development Foundation specifically, because that's how Mariam was part of that contract, and she actually convinced the supplier or the inventor that she has the infrastructure in place to reach these 2 billion mothers, and she knows how
Mm-hmm.
to do it. So based on that, Community Development Foundation got a special price, which was 6.3 UK pounds, and a wholesale price which they were offering was 7.15. So the difference between 7.15 and 6.3 is the immediate funds available to us for doing our projects.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are at now. And with the Buffalo mine under our control basically, and this we want to buy this Buffalo, Texas Garg Dairy Farm, plus, number of sites which are available in Canada.
Okay, so
Which you
I
know.
understand your programs, and I understand, I think, the entity that you're trying to get to take care of it. So if we were to start a program next week or the week after,
Mhm.
because like you said, we we are able to start gardens. I mean, we can start a garden within from contact to actually starting, depending how fast somebody moves in a
Mhm.
couple days. But
Right,
I
exactly.
mean, we've done that.
Yeah.
So w- I don't understand who pays for the service, and if CDC, I didn't ask her this, so I thought I would ask you,
Mhm.
who pays for that service? Because we would have to be paid before we start.
Okay, now what we need to understand is this, okay? For instance, I'm giving you limitless number of whatever, I mean, you have actually based on your costing, based on a
Hmm.
certain volume of students, right? So you
Right.
say, okay, you based your costing on say 1,000 students, just as an example. But now
Right.
instead of 1,000 students, I'm giving you a lot more students, and we
Hmm.
are making this default, startup requirement that,
Right.
what we will do is wherever, sites are available, the first thing which we will build is a victory garden. All right.
Right.
So that's by
Right.
default, I mean, and since you can start it up in 2 days, very fast because everything is in place.
If the we can do it our side, but whether or
Mhm.
not the other side can,
No, no, no. What I'm
it's
saying is this, that we are
yeah.
enabling. You are going to be sitting where you are now, and I know you have the ability to enable everyone globally. Because
Right.
the whole process is there, right? Now, in
Yeah.
order for you to do that, you are asking for. There are two ways of doing it. I mean, say, okay, I am going to be doing it at cost because this is actually
Hmm.
my cost of doing it. And
Hmm.
secondly, since I am, providing a service as a for-profit organization, I would like to charge that much profit also, above the
Hmm.
cost of the service. So we would
Hmm.
like to know from your end that in order to start up this Victory Garden, in all the sites which are currently available to us, where we will be eventually building our Wheel of Life Farm School and other things. We start with Victory Garden and we say, okay, that's a starting point, and this is the cost of doing it, and we pay you that cost, and then obviously a cost is required, right, for doing everything. And I'm financing it through my gold profits, through my Excalibur kit profits, and number of other businesses I'm doing. Okay, because I'm also now
Hmm.
in the business of re-engineering SMEs and corporations through Chalfu International. So that is also a source of revenue which will be coming in. So I will be putting in all my money in Victory Gardens, in Victory Project, planting tree everywhere, in say our Wheel of Life Farm School project, self-sustaining community projects, and all these are things already well defined now.
Yeah. So, but I still don't understand.
Mhm.
So, um, 1,000 students are going to. We're not going to be building the wheel of life. They are. All
They are
we're
building
going to be
everything. They
doing.
are doing everything. What
Right.
we need, I
So
have got a Wheel
ours.
of Life design, right? Let me now,
Right.
look at the situation.
Right.
I'm giving my design. My whole program is an open source. I already shared it with everybody. If they are able to do it on their own without my help, they can do it because the design has been there, right? Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Olivier has given the design. I've shared the design with everybody, so that design is there. Similarly, Richard Nelson has shared his designs, of
Mm-hmm.
building the Pyropod, and if anybody is able
Mm-hmm.
to build it on its own, they are welcome to do it. We are not
Right.
stopping them from doing it. Just show it to us that you have done it. That's the
Yeah.
only requirement, right? So that we
Yeah.
know that you have used our design and it is working, and we can share it with everybody else also, that this group of community has done it, right? So those are the
Mm.
open source things which we have given to everybody. Now, regarding the Victory Garden, you have to, give us a plan that, okay, this is how we are going to be executing the Victory Garden
Mm-hmm.
projects.
Okay. So,
And then you sign a joint venture agreement with, Mariam, CDF, because I'm also a chairman of CDF now. So I'm actually putting my Sam Steekwell Global as a for-profit company behind the scene, as a sort of a background organization supporting everybody. But on the forefront,
so if you're, yeah.
On the forefront, we have
But
Community
I
Development
don't
Foundation.
understand. Right. So see that is of concern to me because if you're the chair and you're also the financier, that's that would be a red flag in Canada.
What's that again?
If you're on the board of
Huh,
CDC
right. I'm
and
actually
finance,
on the board of CDC. I'm also on the board of this Jenny Carrington's organization. Okay, supporting
okay.
with my skills and everything. So
Mm-hmm,
I can be on the board of say 100 NGOs. There's not an issue at
mm-hmm,
all as long as I'm able to support them through my wisdom and experience as well as financially. I mean, I don't have any issues in doing it, right? Because I get the tax breaks and tax credits from my for-profit company if I support an NGO. So you
mm-hmm.
said that I cannot be on the board if I'm financing it.
I don't know about Pakistan, but in Canada that would be an issue.
Okay, I don't know what is the reason behind the issue, but I mean, I want to work with the legal and ethical practices of the
Mm-hmm,
country, and then we find a solution. I mean, these are all the sort of a trivial issues. I mean, I don't like to
mm,
be on the board of things. I mean, they put me in the board, so I'm in the board. So I
yeah.
don't like to be. I mean, I like to help behind the scene as a for-profit company. When I give and support an NGOs, I will get my tax breaks and number of other benefits which I have of supporting the good cause, which I will be
Mm-hmm,
getting it. So my focus 100% now is I'm a managing director of Chalfu International also. So I'm actually moving that business forward of re-engineering all the SMEs and First Nation companies and so for all the for-profit business I'm not doing it only through my company, Sam Steakwell Global, which I have my own plan of executing as per P&G and Walmart model. But I already have now, I'm a managing director of Chalfu International. Okay, that is an existing company in USA with a mission of really re-engineering and helping out all the bankrupt corporations and companies during the COVID-19. So there's a huge
mm-hmm.
task which I'm engaged in.
So you're saying for us, we have to submit a plan to CDC,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
CDF, sorry.
CDF, yeah.
And yeah, and because her and I had Miriam and I talked about what the projects could be, and it was we talked about the three different projects, and so now the only issue is the cost. So I said to
Exactly.
her, well, I
Exactly.
need to know if the money is in place
Mhm.
because I
Right.
don't spend time writing a proposal.
Correct.
If then she says, well, you have to wait for, other people ask me for proposals that have money, so I'm going to do the ones that want to get going.
Agreed. Agreed.
Uh,
That's a way to do it, I
so
guess.
yeah, so I didn't ask her, but I will ask her once we uh, finish the project description.
Mhm.
She's going to give it to me from her side, and I'm
Mhm.
going to. We've talked about it in details about what we would do, and
So,
see how it works. We go project by project,
okay.
and our job is to train people to do victory gardens,
Correct.
and that's what we focus on. We don't want
Wonderful.
to get into anything else.
Wonderful. I like
Um,
it. I like your focus and like your idea. Now, what will happen is this, okay? And I think it makes perfect sense that once the victory garden is established in all these sites, wherever or number of sites are there, whatever sites are being identified in Africa, in Pakistan currently. Let's talk about Pakistan first, and a coastal belt. I mean, huge issues are there, okay? And I would like you to basically focus on from Badin all the way to Gwadar. It's a coastal belt of in dire need of our help. I mean, really, people are struggling over there. So those are the communities which are already available to us. And I believe that Victory Garden can easily be implemented and integrated. Give us a plan. I mean, in terms of volume of the work which you can do, I don't have any issues. I can give you a lot of sites. Okay, so now
mhm.
you finalize the contract with Mariam with respect to the costing and with respect to actually physically. I think you have worked out the details, but respect to cost, because obviously, in order to move forward, you need money. Okay, and money I will be providing it. Mariam is not going to be providing the money.
Right. So I didn't ask her about that. Like I said, I
Please,
wanted to
yeah. I
talk to
mean,
you
she
because
gets
you had give me
she
the,
gets
but
she gets very I won't, because her focus is working with mothers, working with ladies, and
Yeah.
making ladies entrepreneurs. And I don't want her to be burdened, with financial matters. So that's why I'm actually downloading the financial matters also to our engineer Basit Ali Khan, to help us out, help Mariam out also with respect to that. And now we have got experts in Chalfu International, financial experts to manage all the financial parts of the projects. So I don't have any issues in managing it financially.
But our agreement would be with her organization.
That's it, CDF,
So,
and
right.
she will be
So,
the signatory.
right. So, I guess I'm asking you, if I enter into an agreement with her, has she been allocated the funds to pay
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
training?
exactly. And I'm
So
I'm with this
she
with
has,
this with this recording of this meeting, we will inform her that now our focus now is Victory Garden first, and then Wheel of Life Farm and everything else. Because we believe that Victory Garden is easily doable in all the sites. And once we start up a project to show it to the people, the benefit of the work which we are doing, I think it will be easier for people to, join in and do larger volume works.
well, for her, we have to go by her mandate. I mean, anything she asks us to do, it has to fit in her mandate as well as
Correct,
our
correct.
mandate,
And I think
right? So,
you can actually show her and enable her with all the abilities which you have, your team, your people, because CDF is not just Pakistan, CDF is
right,
international now. Okay.
right. So I guess I'm asking, and like you said, you're recording it. You have given her money in order for us to start doing the training.
Right. And the money is actually coming from, I tell you where it is coming from. And that is the reason I'm so confident, because, Stan has got all advance orders for these kits. I have got 3 million, units available of these COVID test kits, to be distributed to everybody. And everybody needs it badly. So that 3 million kits multiplied by 0.85 pence is immediately available to us for our project.
Mhm. So, because how we going forward, we hadn't done this, but this is our new model going forward for education.
Uh-huh.
Is we were going to charge a membership because we were
Mhm.
going to focus on individuals, not
Uh-huh. Correct.
organizations.
Agreed.
And so each person pays a membership, and then they would take the courses that they want.
Okay.
Um, but with organizations, what
Mhm.
we can do is work with them
Mhm.
uh, together,
Mhm.
obviously fitting their mandate as well,
Okay.
um, because it becomes a little bit more complicated when you're working with an organization. They've got their fiduciary rights, and so do we. Um, and you can't just work with somebody that says, I want to do this. It has to fit into what they're certified to do.
Mhm.
So, and I'm very strict about things like that.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm sorry, but I know I drive people crazy, but I play by the books.
Mhm.
So,
And I mean, my recommendation simply is this, Joanne. You're an engineer. You are, a very qualified individual. We like to really. When I was working for Procter and Gamble, I was not questioning P&G standards. Okay, because
right,
I had to follow the standards, and I'm used
right,
to following standards.
right,
I'm an auditor, quality management auditor, so I
right,
make sure that everybody follows the standard. But
right.
then when I started up my own company, I question all the standards. Okay, whether the
Okay.
standards make sense. Are the
Mm-hmm.
standards really helping us moving forward or taking us behind? So what I've done is this: I've developed a climate smart standard, which is
Mm-hmm.
above and beyond every other standard which is available in the world today. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
above and beyond Procter and Gamble standard, which is better than ISO standards. Okay, P&G standards are excellent standards, and I know that, because I've been part of that company. And most of the big corporations uses P&G quality management standards, and P&G is a kind of a company, and those high profile companies are not ISO certified because they are, much above ISO. So climate smart standard which I have developed is available free to everybody. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's free. There's no charge. So that means my standard is not going to be adding cost to doing a business for anybody. You have to just follow my standards. If you follow my standards, I will make sure that your profitability enhances, your cost will go down, and the consumer will is going to get a better value, and it's a win-win situation for all stakeholders.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's always a good thing. But in terms of our program,
Uh-huh.
like I said, I just wanted to confirm with you that uh, the monies are there. We will then go ahead and start to. I'll do an email to her and I'll copy you on it
Okay.
that I've confirmed
Hmm.
that the funds are there and
Hmm.
that we can go ahead
Yeah.
and do our planning. Because,
Correct. And
like I
share
said,
share the business plan with me in terms of how much funds are required, for doing number of currently available sites which we have discussed with Mariam. So that means that we start the work, and the money gets allocated for those sites, and we can begin immediately without wasting any more time.
and so what you're saying is if her and we're doing a project description, both of us, we're working together with it.
Okay.
Then once I see that, so that won't be for a week, and then I'll look at it on all the things that from her side,
Okay.
and then develop a price because I'm trying to be as localized as possible.
Hmm.
So we don't just have a price. We're trying to address whatever somebody needs.
Okay.
So,
And I
but
think
if
the
it's
first thing which we need to do really is that if you say have developed the model for Africa, which
mm-hmm,
we are already working in Africa, right?
mm-hmm,
And you have already developed the model for Africa. And I'm sure
yes,
the costing and the model which you have developed for Africa will positively be very, very comfortable for Mariam and, for people in Pakistan to, or in India also. Although India has a lot of challenges, okay? I mean, with
mm-hmm,
respect to farmers and everybody else now. Okay,
mm-hmm,
so I mean, let's focus on Pakistan first. Things are
mm-hmm.
comfortable in Pakistan. Mariam is in 100% control in Pakistan. So, with my team already very, very strong and ready to execute in Pakistan, let's focus on those sites. Give me a business plan which you have developed for, say, your sites in East Africa and number of other places which you have already implemented the programs there, right? So give me that,
Yeah,
and that cost structure we will just duplicate in Pakistan.
but her and I are talking about a different approach.
What
So
is
that's
that?
what I'm saying. Well, for example, in Tanzania,
Hmm.
the project was based on research
Right.
and economic development,
Hmm.
addressing health.
Okay.
In Newmarket, it was looking at health and community development,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So each one has its sort of own. In Zimbabwe, they're looking at water conservation, uh, 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 aquaculture, and community development. So you know
Okay.
what I mean. So
So I think
different.
let's
So,
duplicate the Tanzania model, which you have
but
already
what
mentioned.
what what CDF wants to do is focus on rural farming
Right.
and uh, providing the harvest for your company to process
Hmm.
and export.
Right.
So
No, I mean,
it's a very
I
diff
want to
it,
take it
it's a diff
back.
it's a different model.
No, no, no. I want to take
So
it back a little bit and enhance Mariam's model. What we are talking
okay,
about is this. Okay, I'm not interested in processing anything for export. I don't like exports. All right.
okay,
What I'm going to do is, grow just in time, cook the meals and serve the meals to everybody. Okay. And I don't want to grow quantities, extra quantities, which I need to process. So whatever I grow, I cook and I serve, and then I go and develop another self-sustaining community like that. I grow, I cook and serve. So I want to eliminate this huge waste of transporting things. I don't want to process it. I don't want to transport it. I just want to grow, cook, feed, grow, cook, feed. So that is a
So what you're saying
GCF
to me,
model.
yeah, so what you're saying, so you're saying grow, cook, feed.
GCF.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but she has an organization that she has to deal with.
I know. I
Um,
mean,
a-
so it's okay. I
and
mean, what we can do is now, we can actually, I'm in the process of re-engineering, the CDF as well as the VADEP organization also, because
Mhm,
there are a lot of waste. I don't like waste anywhere. Okay. Physical and virtual waste, when I see it, I try to eliminate that, and that's my expertise. I see it and I know how to eliminate those waste because I've been doing it for last 50 years, so I know how to do it. So now that is the whole idea. And I want to do it not by, really making people uncomfortable. I want to do it in a, what we call it, a seamless way. People don't even
mhm.
know it has been done. Now they're seeing the benefit. Once they see the benefit, they say, okay, I like this life, better than what I was living before. So
Mhm.
this is actually my model of doing it, and it's a silent way of sort of re-engineering the organization without making too much noise.
Mhm. I guess what we should do is have both you and Miriam on the call
Mhm.
to make sure that we're all on the same page. Because I understand her model and I can
Mhm.
see it working.
But I think you
Um,
have the ability, Joanne. What we should do is this. Let us now, based on this discussion and meeting, and looking at your model of Tanzania, which I like. And Tanzania is my favorite country also, okay? I would like to work in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. I'm already in Uganda. Our community is very, very strong, in Tanzania and Kenya. Uganda needs a lot of development. So that's the reason I selected Uganda as my country, whichever I want to focus on, because Kenya and Uganda is on a self-sustaining mode. Got economically vibrant families over there with respect to my community. Okay, so now we will love to do projects in all those three countries,
mhm,
and Zimbabwe, I think you mentioned, and everywhere else in Africa where there is a need. Okay, and what we are addressing is this. Okay, basic things is a home, food, education for everyone. Okay, and if we can address those basic needs, then everything else will be taken care of. When they eat good food, they will be, their health will be good. So,
mhm,
healthcare, current healthcare problem needs to be solved because of the
mhm.
COVID-19 issue, which we are focusing on. And that's the
But
reason
you
I have
see,
asked.
what you have to understand is that FBSC, my organization, does not go in and say this is the model we have,
Huh?
because a community housing may not be an issue. The issue might be employment. So we actually use the Victory Garden to address whatever issue they have,
Correct, correct, agreed,
but we don't
agreed.
go in and say home, food, and education.
I
We
mean, if
say,
those
what do you
issues are
need?
not there, I mean, if those issues are not there and they've got some trivial issues to deal with, then we can solve the trivial issues also. But my focus currently is this. Everybody is facing the health problem, so we should be addressing that. Okay, even if they don't know about their own health problems, we should be focusing on that. Every child needs an education, and I don't see any African country to be self-sustaining with respect to education. Okay, so we need to
Mhm,
give them good climate smart education, not the education they are currently having, okay, which is detrimental for them. So that what we need to, what I'm talking about is creating an entrepreneurial mindset in children, okay, not an employee mindset. So that is
mhm,
needed by everybody. Okay, food is needed by everybody. And finally, that's a dream I have, that everybody should own their home also, but everybody needs a place to live, right? So these are the
mhm.
basic things,
So
which
say
is
we went,
needed.
yeah. So say we went into a community
Mhm.
and explain to me how it would work. Choose a
Well,
community.
well, choose a community. Say, for instance, I was there, picnicking in a beach, 2, 3 weeks ago. And I found out that, okay, whenever I go, I actually talk to people. Okay, so there was a community right there, Abdul Rahman village. There was a village out there, fishing village. And
Mhm.
I found out with them, what do you need? What are your pressing problems? Are you happy? Are you making enough income? Is all the families enjoying a good life? And I ask few basic questions and I get tons of answers from them, No, 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 we need this, we need this, we need this. And then I respect their, wisdom, which they have. So that is important because, they were good fishermen. So I asked them, how can I fish better? Okay. How can we get a better, fishing gears, equipment? What do you need? If I get you this, for instance, I asked them if I want to invest in a Uber car versus a boat, will that be a good idea? And the gentleman gave me a business plan that, okay, good, 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 Mufaddal. I can get you much more than, with the 12, whatever $1,000, which you were investing in a car versus in a boat. Because, boat will earn you a lot more money through tourism and through number of, so they came up with a lot of business plan themselves. So I like enabling people to think. Okay. And then I said, okay, whatever you need, I will provide you. So exactly your approach, whatever their needs are, whatever they have, they have. So we don't want to impose anything on them, but whatever, if they need our help in moving forward and we can be a catalyst for that, we will do that. We will do that. So that's the approach
Okay,
I like.
so we get a business plan. What is your model? How do you make money from the project?
Well, every project is entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I was there, I spent basically 20,000 rupees to rent a hut out for one day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was my expense for doing a trip for my family, right? So then
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, why do we need to really have this hut? Why can't we live in your home? If I build a one-story structure, you are living with your family, and then we build a couple of more stories above ground and give those stories out to the tourists like us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now you will be making that money, not the landlord who has rented the bungalow for 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
They loved it. They said this is fantastic because there are, I mean, everything is there. The land is there. They don't have the house which is, which can accommodate the visitors. So I said, well, I'm going to make a good house for you. Okay, so you'll also live in a very, fail-proof house, floating house maybe. If the flood comes, you will float because you are living close to water, and you are always scared that the water level will rise and you have to evacuate. So we
So
were
you would
solving
make
the
money.
problems.
You would be giving them the money to build it
Yes,
and run it,
run it
and they have to run it as a business, and
as a
you get
business.
what's a percentage?
I mean, my percentage is very similar. I said, well, I can give you any amount of money you want, but it's your money only, which we are putting into this climate smart fund. And my model
Mm-hmm.
is very much, what my daughter has developed for me. 72% give to the people who are putting in the money. Okay, 7% you dedicate for education. 21% is being kept by the operators of the program.
Mm-hmm. So 7% is for education.
Mhm.
So you would make so they say they make 20,000, well,
Right,
$10,000.
right.
You
Mhm.
would get 7,000 to 200 would go to you.
To
Is that
go
what
to
you
the climate smart fund, okay, to the people who have really put in their money. It's not coming to me, it's
okay,
going to them, right? I mean,
right?
all of them can participate also in that. So that is what we have
Mm-hmm.
kept it separate because the money is coming from there to do the projects, and the
Mm-hmm.
climate smart fund contributors will be getting 72% of the profits.
And 21% goes to the managing
To the
people
operators, yeah,
of the
to
project.
us, yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So say a project wants to do fish farming.
Right,
You would put the money up for the fish farm,
right.
right?
Right.
And the business plan would have to show that how they're going to sell it, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
if they make whatever you put up,
Mhm.
uh, then you make, or climate, the fund will make 72%.
Correct. And I think the beauty of the whole thing,
Mm,
Joanne, is this, that we make sure that the everything is operated in an optimum way. For instance, whatever they are producing, they don't have to worry about selling it, because I will
mhm,
already buy everything they have produced, and we will
mhm,
sell it at an optimum price to the end consumer, so the product
mhm,
doesn't get spoiled and it reaches the consumer just in time, who would love to enjoy that, fresh seafood. Okay.
mhm,
So that is the beauty of the whole thing, that there is zero risk, for their businesses. It's a zero risk
mhm.
business because we are doing business with traction.
So technically then, based on what you've just told me in terms of the business plan, so I'm happy we're having this call.
Mhm.
Um, uh, CDF is the operator or the overseer of the funds, right?
Right.
Okay,
No,
so that funds
CDF
would
is
go there,
actually an operating partner.
an
Our,
operating.
climate smart fund managers. And you
Mhm.
can say, okay, Chalfu International is the overseer of the fund.
Okay, so the operator is not the business owner?
The operators are the business owners. Yeah, they are.
Okay, so we would actually be in the education line then, because
Right.
that's what we're providing.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, so now I'm getting a bigger picture. So we have to, whatever the project we bring to the table,
Mhm.
uh, because I have to be certain how we are going to, what is our role, right? This
Right,
is
right.
what I'm
Exactly.
confused with. So,
I think,
okay,
in
so,
a nutshell, if I define your role, Joanne, is this: you have to transfer your wisdom, into these young people whom we are training. Okay, so you are basically a global faculty member. Don't have to really move your limb, because you're comfortable and you can comfortably transfer the knowledge right from your bedroom to everybody's mind with this technology which is available. Okay, so that is our model. And then we say, okay, I give you an example. I was talking to an NLP a Reiki teacher. Okay, you are also part of that. I want you to be part of that program also, because you love to do aromatherapy, right? Using
right.
What's a wonderful thing, and this gentleman, a Reiki teacher, is a friend of mine in Karachi, and he has trained about 100,000 master Reiki masters. Okay,
Mm,
he has learned it directly from the Japanese Reiki inventor. Okay,
mhm,
and that inventor was a professor. Okay, he was a professor of theology, and one of the students asked him this question, that, okay, Jesus used to heal people. So yeah, Jesus used to heal people. How he was healing it? Can you heal me, please? And the professor didn't have the answer. Jesus, what? So if you can't heal, today me, then what is the point of teaching that nonsense to me? So that guy left his, professorship, and he went to the mountains. He says, well, I want to learn this thing, how Jesus was healing people. So he said, okay, I'm going to be fasting. So he didn't eat anything for 1 month almost. He was on the peak, of a mountain, just drinking water and trying to figure out, how that was happening, how Jesus was healing people. Then he says, I'm not going to be going down until I have an answer. So he got extremely hungry. Okay, he couldn't bear anymore. So he then went down to the mountain, went down from the mountain, and there was a small hut, and he simply requested them to please feed him, because he was so hungry. Okay, so he went down and said, where are you from? And we haven't seen you. So he said, I was just, up there in the mountain trying to, do some research. And now I'm very, very hungry, so I need feed. So you have not eaten for 30 days. He said, yeah, I have not eaten for 30 days. So then he said, okay, I have to just give you some boiled rice. Otherwise, anything else might hurt you. Okay, because you are not used to eating now. So she asked her daughter to bring the boiled rice. The rice came, and that daughter had something, a bandage on her face, And he just asked, what is this bandage for? So she said her teeth is hurting very badly. And so that's why she was actually bandaging that to get the relief. So okay, take the bandage out. And he actually, put her hand on the, the place which was hurting, and she was well. I mean, she felt well. She said, okay, all the pain is gone. Okay, so that's how this Reiki got developed. Okay, and it gets, people are getting trained, they are getting masters, different levels. If I want to start, I can do level 1 Reiki, level 2 Reiki, level 3 Reiki. And I asked him the cost just now, 2 days ago. And I was told that, Mufaddal, I will teach you all 3 levels of Reiki for 16,000 rupees. Yeah. So I said, well, I want to make this a part of my curriculum. It's a wonderful, technology which everybody should know. If they hurt themselves, they can heal themselves. And my brother is a Reiki, he took the course, and he actually healed himself. He's in a steel business, the stainless steel business. And he ended up in an accident. A lot of the steel sheets fall on his feet. And, he got a lot of fractures and stuff like that. And everybody thought that my brother Murtaza was gone, because, it was a very bad accident. And everybody said that you're not going to be, coming out of the bed for 1 year. And he healed himself in 2 months through Reiki. No signs. Okay. I mean, he's running after so many fractures, in his feet, because he was communicating. I mean, this is wonderful technology. Okay. Communicating with your organs is what they teach you. All right. So it's a neuro-linguistic programming, and number of things are there. It's mind sciences basically, but Reiki is one component of it. I'm a master in Bando Karate. I learned everything from, my instructor, Ashraf Tai, mind reading, and number of other things. Bando Karate is a very powerful, technique for martial arts. So, I mean, I'm interested in integrating all these techniques into our program. So we are talking about developing leaders. Leaders should be able to defend themselves. Leaders should be able to live in any circumstances. When they don't have food, we don't have anything, they can survive. So leadership's, training right from the preschool to PhD is what we are providing. And since I'm calling my university as SAM's Climate Smart Entrepreneurship University, that means that we are only creating entrepreneurs and leaders in these institutes. We are not creating employees. So that is the model. Okay, so I mean, we are talking about really, and everybody is not cut out for that. Okay, and that's the reason we want to, make sure that whoever is, capable of doing it, then can go to the master's level. They can become grandmaster. The gentleman whom I was talking to, Dr. Moiz Hussain, is a grandmaster of Reiki. And he has developed a lot of masters, about 100,000 of them in Pakistan.
So what I'll do is, like I said, I'll talk to, I think the next step we should have, Mufaddal, is with you, me, and Miriam.
Okay.
And I think we have a really good opportunity to do some good things.
Okay.
So, but I just want to make sure that we have a complete understanding on all of our sides.
Correct.
I finally understand that we're probably in terms of your model, it's not necessarily how we work, but we always try to work with what is in front of us. It seems that we would be under the education
Yes.
line.
Right.
And so I'm not sure who pays that 7%, whether it's the operator or whomever, but we have to get our money up front before it starts, because that's how you train. You have to train people beforehand.
Exactly.
So
so you give me the plan which you need. I mean, you have already, I think, 350 students with you. Okay.
Right. Now, do they become members?
Has.
Right. Will they become members of our organizations? Because we charge for that.
Everyone becomes a member of your organization. So that is the primary, what we are offering them. And I already talked to Mariam about it, that all these 350 people will be trained by Joanne, and they will also become member of, Sam's TQLMA Club membership is 1 PGC. Then there is a CDF membership, and then there is a your membership of Victory Garden.
And what is your membership cost?
I'm just asking 1 PGC per month,
What's that PGC?
2
What's
Canadian
that?
dollars per month.
Oh, wow. So so we were going to charge a lot more than that.
No, what I'm saying is this, that this is my club membership, okay? So it's a
Mm-hmm.
TQL my club membership, right? And similarly,
Okay.
CDF is providing number of services. And when
Mm-hmm.
person becomes a CDF member, they will get a services. Similarly, when they
Mm-hmm.
become a Victory Garden member, they will
Mm-hmm.
get additional services which you are providing. Okay.
Right.
So you have to give them
So
that, okay, once they become a member, then as a member, these are the membership benefits they are going to be getting.
right.
That's it.
Okay. And so, but can they afford the membership?
I mean, if they cannot afford, then we are sponsoring for them. We are paying for them,
Right.
right?
Right.
From
Okay.
that
That's what
7% fund.
right. Well, that's what I was asking.
Because what I'm saying is this, okay, I'm not giving anything free to anybody.
Right.
No free. Okay, so
No.
1 PGC is required,
Mm-hmm.
even from the poorest person. Okay, if the
Mm-hmm.
poorest person says, I don't have the money, I'll say, I will give you Kardan Hasna of 1 PGC, 2 Canadian dollars. You become a member first, give me your data and everything. So now you are officially a member and you are enjoying the membership benefit. And then once you are able and capable, you return the Kardan Hasna back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we are actually giving them this fund, which we are giving actually is a Kardan Hasana, okay, an interest-free loan for them to move forward. And once they are
Mm-hmm.
capable of returning it back, they return it back comfortably.
Mm-hmm. 72% is a bit steep, isn't it?
No, 72% is the profit which I'm sharing with everybody.
Right. Oh, I
Okay.
see. So they
And then
okay.
7% which is available to us, right? Which I've kept
Mm-hmm.
it for education fund. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not giving out scholarships there. Okay.
Right.
I'm helping students with Kardan Hasana. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, if I want to do a certain program. For instance, I want to get a training in jewelry development, and the training costs $7,000. Okay. And the
Mm-hmm.
lady who wants to get the training doesn't have $1,000. So I'll say, okay, how much you have? So the lady says, okay, I've got $100. So I said, okay, I will give you the Kardanas now of $900. Put your $100 there. I will pay the tuition. You get the training. Okay, so the Kardanasna gets allocated and awarded to that person who actually does something, on her own also. So that's why you need to put something from your end. And that's the reason I'm saying everybody should become a member with 1 PGC. So now they are a member. And once they become a member, then I know they are my family members. So I have to help them out.
Mm-hmm. So for low income people, we were thinking of $10 to $25 per person.
Fine, no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Because
So, what we have to
when
do is, once, I mean, that's a one-time membership charges, right? For Victory Garden
it's an
membership.
we could do that, I guess.
Okay.
We were going to do it on an annual basis because they
Okay.
have to pay for their certification of the garden every year. So we
Okay.
could do it that way as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, I want to make it equitable and, and open. So
Right.
I can talk to her about that because it's an organization. So we can
Mhm.
talk about it in terms of that. And maybe the organization pays every
Mhm.
year and
Yeah.
the individual members only pay one. And the organization upkeeps it at a set price of whatever,
Okay.
we could do that, and that would make it
No,
attractive.
we want to give them actually when they become our member, Joanne. We want to offer your services to them by
Right,
default, and whatever
right,
is the cost which we incur, we pay you.
right.
So you are actually giving us a bulk pricing, basically.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's probably the best way to go.
Exactly. So you don't have to worry
But they're
about dealing with individual,
right, but they can still sign up to become a member.
Sure. Everybody will be signed
Yeah,
up to become a member.
right.
But we
So,
will pay there, for instance, if you say, okay, you charge, say $20 for your
yeah,
membership, right? Annual membership.
yeah,
So when, everybody will become a $20 member, but you say, okay,
right,
since I am getting 1,000 members from you, Mufaddal, I'm going to charge you $15.
right,
Okay,
Right.
so that's an agreement we do. So, I mean, we
Right.
pay the membership dues of the students, okay,
Mm-hmm.
who will be actually individually becoming a member, and they will have
Right.
the ID and everything, individual.
They will have, as long as what we would have to do with that, they would have to have an email from your organization then,
Right.
because then that's the only, that's the way that we would have to be able to track it, I mean.
Correct, correct. And we do the tracking
Yeah.
mechanism, right? I mean, they are part of
Right.
us, and then you will be actually having an individual data of each and every person, because that will be in
Right.
your
And
database. And
yeah,
but
so
then
we
you
can
will it
give
will
you,
it will have also an ID of TQL Club membership ID. So once they show the
right.
TQL Club membership ID, you know that they are TQL Club members, and the
That's
payment
right.
is going to be coming from us.
That's right. So the payment will be made by you, so that
Yes,
you would pay it at the beginning and then it would be applied. It wouldn't be afterward. We
correct.
can't do that.
No, what we
Okay,
can do
so we
that?
would have to, we can't, we would need the payment beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. So what we are saying is this,
Yeah.
that Mariam has
And, but it's an
350.
annual, it's right. It's an annual membership. It's
Right,
not
right, correct.
a
Agreed,
one
agreed.
time.
We
Yeah.
will pay you
Okay.
that annual membership, and like you give us a membership cost, price. Say, okay, if individual
Yeah.
wants to become a member, you are charging them $20. You know,
Right.
if they become a TQL Club member, and if they have a membership
Yeah.
TQL Club membership ID, then you don't charge
Mm-hmm.
anything from them. We will be paying them to you.
Right. So what we do is you would pay, let's say we're just using the $1,000 members just for calculations.
Right.
So say there's 1,000 members,
Mhm.
you would pay us upfront,
Yes.
and so then they become members, not the other
Okay.
way around. I just
Let's
want to make sure
agree.
you
Let's agree
understand
on
that.
this. Let's agree on this to start the whole process. I will give a
Mhm,
challenge to Mariam to enroll not 350 but
mhm,
1,000, forms to you. Share the
Okay.
enrollment forms of Victory Garden, and let's start with a
Mhm,
1,000 membership of at $10 each, and I will pay you $10,000 upfront, and then you make them members.
mhm. Because you're doing it bulk.
Yeah,
Okay.
bulk
$10 each. That's Canadian, right? So
Canadian dollars. Yeah, that is 5 PGC.
yeah. Okay. All right. And all right, that sounds good. That's so now if I give you that, I probably have to give other organizations that too, if they give me 1,000 members.
Correct, correct. You make a requirement, right? You say, okay, this is my bulk pricing. Okay. So that way they get encouraged. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. If you do this, then you get this,
Yeah.
benefit.
All right. So I'll set up a call with the three of us, and
No, you give us,
maybe
you
on.
don't need to set up the call. I will share the meetings, and I will ask
Mhm,
her now with this message, with this
mhm.
video meeting message. You will be CC'd on it also. To now,
Okay.
instead of 350, she should submit the 1,000, membership to you.
Okay.
And then
All right.
once they submit the 1,000 membership, then I will pay you $10,000, and you start the training process immediately.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Fantastic
All
start of
right.
2021. And today
All
is
right.
we did one thing today. Okay, Mariam, I mean, join, what we are encouraging everybody to do is today, January 10th. Okay, we are also
Mhm.
finalizing this thing January 10th. January
Yeah.
10th, I'm dedicating it as a climate smart food day. Everybody celebrates
Okay.
different days, right?
Mhm,
So this will be the climate smart food day. You can share it with all
mhm.
the Victory Garden members. Tell them that,
Okay.
okay, we will I'm offering them free TQL Club membership if they go out and enjoy a lunch or a dinner today, with a person or a family who doesn't have food to eat. So they share the image of all the people who had the joint dinner or lunch today, okay, with the
Mhm.
data of all the people who were participating in that dinner, and the TQL Club membership is free for them.
Hmm. Okay.
That's an initiative I thought I should do, to help people out, because people need food, and we don't want people to suffer. So you go out, you don't have to go out anywhere else. It's not a long distance project. Go out of your home, okay? Find one family or find one homeless person closest to you, invite him to have a dinner with you.
Okay.
That's it. Very simple. Everybody can do it.
All right.
Okay. So share that also. I will share this, my story video, which I just made. And then I thought that, okay, I mean, I've been rewarded with so many blessings. So now we should be sharing all that blessing with everyone else. And that's, I thought up with this idea of, helping people out to become TQL Club members, free membership if you just do this good deed.
Sounds good.
Okay. So hopefully we'll get a lot of people engaged, that way.
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess there's a call tomorrow as well. So
Yeah. Okay. All right.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I better get to bed.
Please. Thank you. I think, and that's, I was, I mean, you are also working hard, sleep late. I have to sleep late
Yeah.
because, I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, doing this,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dr. Tony Pereira's call. So,
Mm-hmm.
my schedule is very flexible. I always take
Mm-hmm.
8 hours sleep, whenever I can. That's what I want
Yeah.
to do to keep myself fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm
All right.
hosting an event next Saturday for the UNESCO,
Okay. All right.
and I'm doing a focus group. So the next Saturday is for youth in agriculture,
Okay.
and they have 10,000 students
Wonderful.
for their organization.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm doing one on the 16th for UN DESO
Okay.
in DESA
Mhm.
for the food summit. So
Wonderful.
it's a focus group for the futures of education.
Uh-huh. Excellent.
So
Excellent,
yeah.
medium for us to move, present our model and, program. And we want to make
Hmm.
sure that everyone who has something, who knows something, should transfer their knowledge immediately, just in time, to ones who do not have them.
Hmm.
So that's a whole model.
Hmm.
So I think education is the only primary thing which will enable people to become self-sustaining.
Hmm.
Idea is very simple, right? Teach them how to fish.
Yes, that's
That's
absolutely.
it. It's probably a proverb, 1,000 years old, but only 1% per 1,000 practices it. And the one who
Hmm.
practices it are millionaires and billionaires today.
Yeah.
That's a millionaire making recipe, right?
Yeah.
So very important thing is this. Okay, I learned that from Detroit. Okay, the word traction is very important, right?
Yeah.
So we do all the trainings and everything, and we spend a lot of time doing it. But if we don't keep traction with the trainees, the training doesn't get any results. So this education and training with traction is what my colleague in Detroit developed, and this is what we do. We say, okay, we just don't talk; we work with you. Okay, and my lean engineering professors, we used to do all the projects for them, and
Hmm.
his model was also like this. Okay, if I save $100 for you, he asked the client, okay, if I save $100 for you, how much are you going to give it to me? The
Hmm.
client would say 50, no problem, I'll give you 50. So he said, okay, I will only take 28 or 20, you keep 80, but do exactly what I tell you to do. Okay. So this professor has a queue of clients. So this professor has a magic of putting $100 in my pocket. Okay. And he doesn't keep 50 for himself, which he can. He gives me 80 back. So I love this guy. you know. And as a matter of fact, we were doing all the projects, okay, for him. So this is what we want to do. And I learned from them. The 70 to 28 was, although my daughter developed it, but I learned it from them, from those professors. There was
Yeah.
another thing which we learned, which was very wonderful. He says, well, if you are opening up a hotel, right? You open up
Hmm.
the hotel for, making money, right?
Right.
So there was a hotel in Japan or someplace he mentioned. And he says, well, if you live alone, you have to pay $100. Okay. If you live with two people in the same room, you pay $75. Okay. If you live with three people, you pay $50. If you live with 4 people, it's free. Okay. So I said, well, what is this? He asked me the
Mhm.
question, Mufaddal, does it make any sense? I said, it makes perfect sense because 4 people are going to be eating a lot of food,
Exactly. Yes.
and then 4 people are going to be producing a lot of urine and dung, which
Yeah.
is going to be using it for fertilizers to
Yeah.
grow the food.
Yeah. The volume. Yeah.
So
So
that's how it
I got
makes
it
sense,
right away. Yeah. I got it right away.
right? Exactly. So this is exactly what we want to do, so people can come in. I mean, there's no advertisement needed.
Yeah.
And that's what exactly I want to do in my hospitality centers. Come, get
Mhm.
your health checked, enjoy a good life, with us in our, wonderful hospitality center, enjoy good food and live a good life.
And Jenny's setting those up for you, right?
Mhm.
Jenny's going to be working with you with
No, Jenny
us.
is working with us. Jenny has developed this wonderful, she's a very dynamic lady, very, very dynamic lady. And, she has got her own model of really this earthworm school, earth covenants, so many things. I mean, she has done. A very
Mhm.
talented artist. And I told her that, you have got all freedom in the world to do whatever you like to do. Okay. And I'm going to be backing you up with funds and money.
Mhm.
So that's what she's after. And she's working very closely with Mariam. And she
Mhm.
has designed, she has changed my models and everything because I like people, improving upon it. She says, Mufaddal, don't call it this Wheel of Life farm and this and that. We call it an Earth school and something like that. So she made a new presentation, okay, completely. And I said, good. Togetherland is a good concept. Instead of calling it my climate smart campus town, we will call it Togetherland. Come and enjoy your life
Mhm.
with Togetherland.
Mhm.
So I'm supporting her fully with all her initiatives. And I said, okay, all the sites are there and we will build Togetherland everywhere.
Mhm.
So she needs help from us, okay, in terms
Okay.
of, she has got a lot of energy, but she needs engineering from us. We need to make sure that we give them the engineering help so she
Mhm.
can function perfectly well. And she has got, I mean, I'm like I said, I told her I'm going to be in the background, and all the my engineers and all my technical expertise will be available to you. And I also re-engineered her that lawyers were actually were dictating her everything regarding most of the things. So I said, well, don't fall into the trap of the lawyers are not going to be helping you out, okay?
Mhm.
Don't listen to them, just tell them to do the things, and we will reward them with whatever they were asking for, more than what they were asking for. And then I gave her a model that since we are working with universities, a law professor is going to be helping you out in doing everything. So a law professor is much more qualified than a lawyer. So now she is at peace with that also.
Mhm.
So now we'll be taking care of everything legally, ethically, without lawyers and these dumb people dictating us.
Yeah. Certainly can.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to really, I mean, make her also, enable her also, because we are mostly on the CC list, and so in the background, we engineers are going to be enabling her, and she has the ability to really enroll 2 billion mothers. No doubt about that. Very powerful.
And yeah. Good. Well, any way I can help, let me know.
Yeah. But I think our model now will work. Okay. I mean, what we should do is this: all her Earth School also,
Mhm.
the Victory Garden should be a starting point for everybody.
Mhm.
That is what I'm
Well.
giving you in bulk.
Okay.
Everyone gets involved in Victory Garden.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
that's
yeah.
your 2 billion mothers and 2 billion. And there are almost, Joanne, I was looking at it. There are almost 2 billion high school plus students also in the world. So this 2 billion is a magic number for us.
Wow.
Those are the number of students we should be planning to enroll in our program and train them.
Mhm.
And train them with agility through our parallel processing.
Right. So if we get 2 billion members, we
Look
will
at
have
it,
to talk about our real bulk price.
Look at it. Look at it. You see, so I mean, that way you've got a volume with you, okay? And I want to do this
Mm-hmm.
with agility. With
Mm-hmm.
Mariam and this lady, Carrington, Jenny, they will do it. And I've given you the numbers also because those are students, okay? It's easy for
Mm-hmm.
us to train those students, people with high school and above degrees, qualifications.
Mm-hmm. So you're pretty impressed with me, and you don't even know half of the stuff I've done over the years.
No, I think you have been sort of, very persistent. I like people who questions things, okay? I like them. I like them very much because when people ask questions, then things get simplified, things gets answered, things becomes transparent, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very good, and that's what engineers are supposed to do:
Mm-hmm.
question things.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I like to do everything right, and
Correct,
everybody is on the same page, and we
correct,
understand each other, and
correct,
there's no reason for misunderstanding.
correct. It should not be because
So,
misunderstanding is the biggest waste anyone can create,
right.
and so it's the king of the waste, misunderstandings. And that is the
Mm-hmm.
reason I actually issued a license to kill, 007 license to kill all doubts.
Yeah,
Because you cannot perform if you have doubts, about
that's right.
anything.
Well, I do things when I perform well when I know things are right
Exactly,
and they
exactly,
follow the rules. So,
exactly, exactly. And
I'd rather not do it.
you will be actually, sort of, you can form a team actually with Lloyd also on this, but you will make sure that, I like your concept of certifying people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Certifying means that I have given you a method and a process to really do
yeah.
things right and correctly and ethically,
That's right.
legally, ethically, and in the right way, right
Yeah,
first time philosophy. Okay. So that way, I think you've got a big role to play. 2 billion certificates. And Jenny has
hmm
developed a nice model of developing those certificates, with a white
hmm
buffalo in the background.
hmm So for the
So the
Victory
same
Garden
certificates
certificate,
can be given also to them, Victory Garden
hmm
certificates can also become standard with her. So work with
right?
her. So she has developed a lot of stuff. So we can use that
Mhm,
stuff, and say, okay, people who will be certifying, they will get a Victory Garden certificate like this.
mhm. So, in terms of our model,
Mhm,
we people become members, and then our courses they get a reduction on the courses.
mhm.
So the courses have their costs. You know
Okay,
that, right?
okay, exactly, exactly.
Because I just wanted to. I wasn't sure if you understood that. So, for example, if we have a course that is, let's say, $100,
Okay,
the members will get a reduced rate for that course.
exactly. At the
So,
discount price.
yeah, yeah.
And
So that's
ideally,
what their membership
ideally,
gives them.
ideally, we should be, since I'm actually enabling you to, develop the courses and all those things, we should not be, making money in courses, basically. So we just recover our cost, and we move forward.
Right. So I just wanted you to know that the membership was one thing, but the cost of the courses was also
Correct, correct.
separate.
We
Yeah,
give them at a member's price.
right. That's right.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I mean, if there's a course which costs $1,000, and if the students wants to take the course, and if he pays $100, then I will pay the rest. We'll give them kardan
Right.
hasna. So in the similar way,
hmm
it will work for your courses also.
Right. Okay.
Everybody can afford to have a course if they
Right.
need one. Okay,
Okay.
wonderful. So I think we are on the
All
same
right.
page. Consider yourself as operating, Sam's Club store, of education.
Well, my education is for the Victory Garden.
No, this is what I'm saying.
So
Model is
yeah.
Sam's Club, right? You become a club member. Once you become a club member, then you get a member's price. Otherwise, you get a Walmart price.
hmm
That's a always low price. People love Walmart also. But then, if the Walmart customer becomes the Sam's Club member, which is $100, I think I was a member there in Houston. So $100 per annum, I guess, is what they used to charge for their membership. And once you have a membership card, then you can walk into those wholesale stores, warehouses, and buy things in bulk at wholesale price. So in your case also, you can develop the same model.
Mhm. Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah, that's a model we wanted to use. So
Exactly. So we want to really make sure that, it's very urgent and immediate for us to really make sure that our wisdom gets, transferred to these young people with agility. That's it. That's what we want to do.
all right. We shall talk to you tomorrow on the call.
Please do and take a rest. I see you
Yeah.
yawning. So
Yeah.
this is the time to
Oh,
go to
really?
bed.
Yes. I usually am asleep by now. So
No, I actually just woke up after, I took about 8 hours sleep starting at after sunset. And then I woke up at 3 to start this meeting with Dr. Tony Pereira, and then just had my breakfast.
wow.
So Sunday started in Pakistan.
Right.
So take some
Okay.
rest, and we will see you in the meeting tomorrow, with the C4 meeting in the morning.
All right.
All right then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.